What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We've got live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up for y'all right around the corner. The Bulls bum slaying their way to that play-in tournament. 37 points for Coby White. Let's go. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That is Big Day. Bam! Bam! BWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb, perfectly coiffed as always. Will_Gottlieb and Queen of the Controls, the one and only Katie W. What up, Katie?
Hi, hit the like button.
Hit that like. CHGO Bulls postgame brought to you by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Guys, there was nothing ordinary about that Bulls win over the Hornets.
Hit him, Katie. Bulls win. Do it again. Bulls win. Smack them back to Buzz City. Bulls win. Drop the bomb on their face. Oh, it's coming. You better run. Bulls win. There it is.
Yeah.
Buzz City destroyed.
Yeah. Shout out everybody hanging out with us in the chat. Hit that like button, as Katie said. There's a super chat if you're feeling generous this afternoon.
Toss it.
Mott's in the comments just saying, Giddey is him. Him. Yeah.
He's a person.
Leading the Bulls to the promised land. Promised land equals play-in tournament. He is him.
Oh, it is promised.
Coby White, also
the ninth
him. Oh, my God.
Specifics.
Oh, Bulls Hornets. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a couple hours of my life I can never get back.
Yeah, but you spend it with us, Matt. That's who you spend it with.
That I like.
There you go.
That I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend that game was anything other than what it
game.
was.
It was a game. It was an NBA game that happened.
A mid-team slaying a bum team.
Yeah.
In early April.
Mid usually slays bum.
Fish. Wow, Charlotte sucks. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're not good.
Boy, howdy. Especially a LaMelo-less Hornets team. Real bad.
Real bad. They are struck a lean. I believe this to be the ninth. How many say the ninth straight season
Suns
that they
postseason?
will miss the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've the playoffs, I should say. They're tough.
Bad.
Tough things. Yeah, man. So yeah, Bulls played a game. It happened. Guys definitely scored. I mean, definitely getting to Coby White.
Coby White scored 37 times.
To completely ball out. And it is awesome, man. Oh, Nathan. Yo, thank you for saying that, dog. Because listen, my brother, this is why I love my family so much. My brother was like, dude, did you say Marvin Gaye was from Detroit on the show? And I was like, I think I did. He was like, dude, he's from DC. You know this. I was like, I do know this. He was like, what the hell? So, yes, I apologize. I said that incorrectly. Yes, I said Marvin Gaye was from Detroit. He is definitely from D.C., born and raised there. That's where he first started. One of his first groups was in D.C. also. But, yeah, I knew that. But
Were you
Studio B.
Were you thinking of someone else?
No, I just got it wrong. I just completely got it wrong. Like, it was just, it happened.
Studio B can do that too.
Studio B will do a thing, but I got it wrong. But thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you, bro.
But Coby White?
Coby White! 35 points.
37.
37, excuse me. 5 assists, I believe.
You're just full of fake news today.
Sunday, Will. It don't count. It doesn't count.
37 points, and he had 2
Yes.
in the first quarter, and he had 0 up until 11 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And also, Will
He had a buzzer beater.
Will Gottlieb is not perfectly coiffed. It's my other fake news right there. He is always perfectly coiffed. Yes, let's get it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's talk about my hair more often on the show. I think we're not doing that quite enough.
What do you mean?
But yeah, and then 18 points in the second quarter. He had 20 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And Coby just continues to be super impressive scoring the basketball. Again, to your point, Matt, not a very resistant Charlotte Hornets defense at this point in the year. They were never good to begin with, and they're even worse now that they're actively packing it in. But yeah, I mean, you take advantage of those games, And now with, 4 to go, you put yourself in a position to continue climbing up the Eastern Conference play-in standings.
Yeah. Came within a half game of Atlanta in 8th with that win. However, they do have the equally tanktastic Jazz on deck later tonight. So we'll see. The Bulls may have gained a half game ground, but then might lose it if Atlanta could take care of business.
Yeah.
But all the while, absolutely held firm on that 9th seed. Did not give up any ground to the Heat, who I think are idle today after losing to the Bucks in overtime last night.
Tough loss.
Come on, Heat.
Tough loss.
Get your shit together. Talking about the slow start that Coby had, got his first bucket at the end of the first quarter, then puts up 18 in the second quarter, 17 more in the second half. And look, I caught Bill Wennington talking about this a little bit in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Bill. Great job filling in for Stacey. Love to Bill as always. He said, now I'm not comparing him to Mike, but then talked about how Mike in the day would take the first quarter off.
Yeah.
Get his teammates involved. Here you go, Bill Cartwright. Here you go, Luke Longley. Have a shot. And then just kind of see what the defense was doing and then take over and do Mike things. And again, he said, I'm not comparing Coby to Mike,
right?
But
as you should not.
That was very much what Coby White just did today.
Yeah.
And whether it was today's game or this recent stretch where we've seen Coby elevate his game, becoming a 3-level scorer in ways, we talk about getting to the free throw line. We talk about what he can do in the mid-range in addition to being hot. And he was hot. I think he was 4 or 5 from 3 in the first half. I'm not sure how he finished. Knocked down some more. But that Coby is, to me, starting to seem like a player who is an NBA scorer who has the ability to turn it on when he wants to.
Yes.
And wait to turn it on until he wants to.
Yes.
Which I think is a very specific trait that only certain NBA scorers have.
No, you're absolutely right. And this is where you practice that, is against teams like the Charlotte Hornets.
Great point.
And you's like, okay, well, yeah, it's a team. And of course, he's from there. He's from that region as well. So that plays into it also. But he's been doing it so consistently that as far as the scoring that he's been doing that so consistently that we don't even blink an eye at it anymore. But the way he did it, you're right. And I think he did it against Charlotte like that specifically. And if I start seeing him do this against other teams, one, that means the Bulls are so much better. And two, that means that Coby is really stepping into a role where he is going to be a star, because that is star stuff. When you know that you're the man and you're the guy and you're the best player and you can take your time and let everybody get involved, that is strictly what stars do. And Michael Jordan is a great comp as far as the style, because Bill Wennington is absolutely correct. As you mentioned, Bill Cartwright, first 6 points all the time. And then maybe Horace Grant would get the first 6 points. And as it went on, Luke Longley was that guy that would get those first 6-8 points for the team. But it was always the first quarter was for the team. That everything else was for me, depending on the matchup, because if Mike didn't like you, it was over. But I really enjoy watching the way Coby played, because he did that definitely in the first quarter. He started getting into it in that second quarter, especially when he hit that shot to that buzzer beater at the end of the half, you know what I'm saying, from almost half court, from that Steph Curry range. And, got that in. That's when you knew he was really, truly on something right then and there. And you knew he was about to have a day, not even a night, a day. And he definitely did. He had an awesome day. And it showed. It showed on the floor. It showed on the stat sheets. And none of it looked forced. The best compliment I could give him for the way he played tonight, Will, is I was shocked when they told me he had 35 points. He ended up with 37, but when I heard he had 35, I was like, wait, he got 35? It was that smooth. You know what I'm saying, from Coby White. I didn't even realize that that's what he was doing in the game, and that's the best compliment I could give him, and we hope to see it continue for him.
Yeah, because it didn't feel like he was really dominating the ball very much. I mean, he was 12 of 16 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3. We've seen some games recently where he has struggled from 3, but still been able to be efficient just because of the free throws. He did that today too, and that's how you end up with 37, right? So 12 of 16 from the field, 6 of 8 on 3, 7 of 7 from the line, and he just continues to be a driving force of the Bulls offense. So credit to him for the work that he's doing, and just keeping that steady pressure on the rim. Like, I think this was not a game similar to last game where I feel like the Bulls really executed to their identity of how they're trying to play. I thought, at times you saw that, but it wasn't like consistent for 48 minutes. But Coby, I think, continues to just do that through his rim pressure. And I thought Giddey was pretty good at times too. He settled for a handful of threes today. He was only 2 of 6 from deep, but 8 free throw attempts for him too. So when you're not able to continue to put pressure on the rim the way that they want to, I think that's where things can really bog down. And it's on those 2 guys in particular to be that driving force, because there's not a lot of other options there in terms of guys who can take on that role.
Yeah. So Giddey and Coby go combined 14 for 15 from the free throw line, and that's on the heels of didn't they go a combined 18 for 21 in their win over the Blazers on Friday? I want to say.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but
so
right.
this is another thing that we've seen a lot of recently is Giddey and Coby both getting to the line much more frequently than either of them had in the first half of this season. And I agree, Goat. I don't think the Bulls played to their identity offensively for all 48 minutes tonight. I think some of it was sloppy ball because, whether it be Portland or the Charlotte team, sometimes you let yourself into playing a sloppy ball against a sloppy team, a bad team. And even still, they outscored Charlotte 26-5 in the fast break and weren't pushing the fast break for all 48 minutes.
Yeah. And that 5 came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was 0.
Yeah. The Hornets had 0 fast break for most of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is a pretty convincing edge.
Yeah. Without a doubt. And it's what the Bulls like to do. They want to get out and run. They did everything that, they like to do in this game. You saw it. You saw Giddey, facilitating and, almost getting another triple-double. You saw Coby White, with his scoring ability. He was 6 of 8 from 3, and that's what he finished with.
There you go.
And he had 4, like you said, 4 or 5 in the first half. But you saw Coby White scoring and getting in. You saw Vooch getting his double-double with his 16 points and his 11 rebounds. You even saw Modest get double-figure scoring because he wasn't going to get a ton of shots. But he still got in there with an amazing dunk also.
Woo!
Shout out to that reverse dunk that he had, which was super raw and super cold. But also, the bench also got involved. THT, was taking his shots at Collins, 4 points and 8 rebounds. But Patrick Williams getting 15 points. He already averages 12 points a game when he plays the Charlotte Hornets. He enjoys playing when he goes home. He had 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field. Of course, only 3 rebounds, but we ain't going to get into that. He had 2 steals and a breakaway dunk. Oh, my God. Patrick Williams had a breakaway dunk on there, man.
That he didn't screw up.
That he did not. That's both hands. He's going to do both hands today, baby, and finish that. But he got his 15 points today, and that's also good. But the Bulls got to do every single thing that they like to do, including, as you mentioned, Matt, getting to that free throw line. That's what they do. They get there.
Are we giving Pat credit for his 15 points?
I'll give him credit for that.
All we need to fix the Patrick Williams problem is he needs to go play in Charlotte against that bum ass team. 82 times a year.
That's it.
Problem solved. Then we get the 15 points version of Pat that we've been asking for so humbly for 5 years.
Yeah, I give him credit. He scored 15.
Yeah,
it's been such a
shout out to our pal Rob, who's always in the comments, and anybody else still hanging out on Patrick Williams Island.
Oh no, I left that long
for the victory parade that you can have this afternoon.
Yeah.
For his 15 points off the bench.
Yeah,
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, 3 times, 4 times a lady. No. No.
Not even 3 times.
At no point from here on out will Patrick Williams putting up any box score of any kind impact how I feel about him.
No, that's true.
I'm just I'm putting that out there flatly now.
Yeah. And that's not what I'm saying at all. It didn't change my feeling.
No, I know.
I'm just, hey, he scored 15. Good. Good for
him. Don't act like you're not impressed. says Patrick Williams after this one.
I mean, he was sweating.
He's got game, y'all. He's got game.
Sweating.
We got to take our first break right there. When we come back, still more thoughts on today's Bulls win over the Hornets. Take a look at the standings, what's going on. Throw us your thoughts in the comments. What do you want us to talk about? What do you want to talk about after that just rollicking good time of Bulls Hornets? Kill me. Hit the like while we read some ads.
Not yet.
Today's show brought to you by Bet365. Guys, how about them Final Four games yesterday?
How about them?
Pretty exciting.
Shout
out to the Cougs. Shout out to the Cougs of Houston.
I think that Cooper Flag is going to be okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks solid.
We don't need him, though, Dave. Bulls don't need him. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, which is, that's right, now live in Illinois. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up and don't forget to use that promo code CHGO365. Deposit $10 into your account. Use half of that $10 to make a bet on an NBA game that you're going to watch later tonight or baseball, whatever it is you want to bet on. $5 and win or lose either way. You're going to see that $150 in bonus bets hit your account as soon as that $5 bet is finalized. I've been taking that $150 I got for signing up as a new Bet365 customer and having a ball and making more money with that money on these March Madness games, these NBA games. Credit to me and Goat, who once again bet the Bulls when they managed to get down 10 to a garbage opponent today.
Tyros.
It is free money, you guys. Free money.
Who wants it?
Free money at Bet365. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Empire Today.
Hello.
All they do is floors, no matter what, y'all.
What?
And just like your favorite team, who needs a home court advantage? You need a home floor advantage.
Especially in the play-in tournament.
Damn right. And Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today has flooring experts. All right? Experts.
All right.
It's how they roll. Dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've all been to those big box stores. You know, Matt Peck don't want to do nothing on the weekend. He just want to chill. But now he got to go into the big box store because he needs to get this flooring straight in his awesome condo. But no, when he walks in, guess what? Here come Biff with some of that dumbness already. Oh, man, hey, I love your show. Can I help you out? You know, maybe get you a wrench? No, I am in floor section. I need help on the floor. Well, I just started working here. I don't know if I can help you out, but can I get your autograph? No, you can't give an autograph. You can help me out with floors, but you can't because you don't know what you're doing. You're a 16-year-old in a big box store, sir. Get away from me. Stay at home. The shop at home convenience of Empire Today is one of the awesome things about them, ladies and gents. And why is Empire Today your best bet for new flooring? Well, they live and breathe flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game, y'all. Pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space. See how it looks with your furniture in your house, sitting in your chair. Sam Jackson comes out every time I say that. Get precise measurements taken and have all your questions answered so there will be no surprise. With Empire Today, you get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive prices. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners, that's y'all, you can receive $350 discount, ladies and gents, when you use that promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard me right. A $350 discount with that code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire Today /CHGO for the full details. 580-2300 Peck.
Empire
Today.
Curse you, Biff. Rolling along CHGO Bulls post game presented by Bet365. We got some people in the comments cracking some jokes about P. Will.
We also got people, can I just say real quick,
Sure.
in the comments, Emil calling or commenting in from somewhere in the Scandinavian region.
Yes.
Shout out.
We've got, there were a couple more.
Shout out one of our guys from Hungary out
I
there.
saw
was somebody from
Hungary
Hungary.
and Germany.
So I saw
Barna
somebody from Germany.
Hungary, and then somebody from Germany. We
Yeah.
got a global.
See,
Global,
you know
baby.
what? You know what I think it is. I mean, shout out to our international Bulls Nation members who are always tuning in with us,
Awesome.
including our regular post
appreciate you
game
being
shows
here.
around 9-10 p.m. Central Time.
Mhm.
The Bulls had a noon matinee.
Yeah.
It is a normal time of the late afternoon / early evening
Mhm.
in a lot of those European countries right now.
Yes.
They're
Makes
checking in with
sense.
us.
They're like, oh, I can actually like watch a Bulls game at a normal time and then hang out. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Brandon Evans in the comments, Team P. Will, not giving up.
Sure.
Bless your heart. Meanwhile, Eco Bean said his late regular season, P. Will time. Yeah, that's when he has his big games. He's down like playing out the final strings of an 82-game season.
Statistically, the best game of his career came like with 2 games left in the season against
there
Minnesota.
You go. Fish saying Pat should play in Charlotte. We were talking about that while we were watching this game. Like if Patrick Williams was a Charlotte Hornet,
oh my goodness,
would he be good?
I think he'd be better.
Would he be less bad?
The stats say yes. If he plays well there.
You never know.
He plays well with the Charlotte when he plays in Charlotte.
Gio saying, it would be nice if we got this version of Pat every 2 or 3 games. How low the bar is.
Hello. Can you go?
My goodness.
Hello. Can you go? Yeah, man. It's tough.
Johnny Pigeon said, one-way ticket off that Pat Will Island, never to return again. On a more positive note, I saw somebody talking about Dalen in the comments. Where did that go? Glad to see Brandon saying, glad to see Dalen finally check into games and play under control. I mean, under control is an interesting phrase to use. I don't know if I would necessarily say that Dalen is a player who plays out of control most of the time. We all know that he has a certain frenetic energy that makes him a leading candidate to be on that goon list of nominees if the Bulls win on any given night.
Correct.
I think it's just a matter of like kind of harnessing what Dalen brings you energy-wise and playing within the system.
Yeah.
And part of playing within the system and earning Billy's trust is, hey, Dalen, you're going to be playing off the ball a sizable amount.
Yeah. We
did see that weird second unit Billy went with sometime in the past week where Dalen was like running point for a while when Josh and Coby were off the floor. And you're like, well, that's weird. But primarily speaking, Dalen's playing off the ball. Can you be a reliable catch and shoot threat? And we have seen slowly little pieces of evidence here and there that Dalen, I would not use the adjective reliable yet.
Or threat.
But we have seen him knock down more threes in this latter stretch of the season than at any other time in his Bulls career.
This is very true. I've kind of said the same thing about him, about the harnessing of it. I call it, the superpower. Like the energy is so frenetic, as you stated.
Yeah.
And you just kind of want to harness it and know how to use it for good. Because previously, in his rookie season, he was just out there. It was just energy. And then you'd see the turnovers. Then you see the air balls and the bad shots. Then you see him hitting his head on the stanchion after an and one. Like, that was, Dalen Terry. It's a little more controlled. And that just comes with time and maturity and learning the game and what you can and can't do. And when coach is telling you what you need to do to get out there on the floor, you start doing. You start listening because you want to play. And that dude really wants to play. You're right as far as off ball. Like, he's much more off ball. But when Dalen gets that ball, it's time to run. And he's out on the break all the time. We saw it today when Kevin Huerter didn't space the floor correctly and give Dalen an option of whether to pass it or whether to shoot it. And I love the fact that Dalen recognized it after like 2 or 3 dribbles. He immediately recognized it like, oh no, I'm going to have to take this shot because literally Kevin Huerter isn't athletic and he's not going out, spreading out to the baseline to get this 3-point shot. I'm going to have to go up and try to get this layup. That is excellent basketball IQ and recognition to do it that early within the fact that you have the basketball. And I credit Dalen. I've always credited him for that as far as his passing and his IQ and those things are concerned. His energy as far as, what he does on those like 50-50 balls kind of thing. Like that's always a skill, I think, that you can use. I mean, he knocked somebody's beer over today.
He did do that. I saw somebody in the comments mentioning that as a goon nominee.
Yeah, on an awesome dude who had on a ridiculous gold watch. Shout out to him for having that.
Courtside tickets money. Must be nice.
It's a good thing. It's why when the beer spilled on him, he didn't freak out. He was just laughing. Like,
you can't be having a bad day if you got courtside seats money.
Yes, this is made out of Kevlar. Like, this is being fine. It's okay, Dalen. But yeah, man, I like that Billy is starting to trust him though. And like truly give him time because it takes a while to gain that trust of Billy Donovan. But once you gain it, Billy becomes somewhat loyal to you. And he will give you an opportunity to go out there and make your mistakes and do the right thing. So I think Dalen is kind of in that wheelhouse now where he's definitely got some trust from Billy Donovan. And Billy's putting him in, even in late game situations. We've seen him be in the game this season. So I like that Dalen is continuing to evolve, and we'll see if it continues on. If the Bulls bring him back to do it again next year.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about how he'll factor into the rotation once guys get healthy. Obviously, Lonzo was questionable last game, maybe going to come back. Didn't. Maybe questionable today, maybe going to come back. Didn't. Eventually, Lonzo's going to be back. Sure. And, like, that's a role that I think Dalen's minutes are now going, or Lonzo's minutes are now going to Dalen. Mm-hmm. Same for Io, right? He's been out. Obviously, he'll be out for the rest of the year. Trey Jones, still in the walking boot. But those are minutes that those guys were getting in front of Dalen.
Right.
And that's what happens. When you get injuries, you get opportunity. And Dalen, to his credit, has stepped up and provided, like, real defensive pressure. Mm-hmm. He's been making his threes at a much higher rate. So he's definitely playing well. I think for him, like, one thing I want to see him improve on is pacing, where you use the term frenetic, Matt, and people have been talking about him as just, like, kind of out of control. I think it's that he plays at one speed and he's constantly trying to push the tempo. And I think that fast break is a great example. If he would have, Kevin Huerter did not space the floor correctly, did not really give him a lane, but if he kind of slowed down and then exploded, he might have been able to create a little bit more space there. So I think that's something that he can continue to work on. But to me, that's like an experience and reps thing. Once he gets more of that, once he kind of has a better feel for the game and the pacing, I think he can start to manipulate that. And when you do, that's the jump that Coby made, I think, was he was a one-speed player. Downhill, he could beat almost anybody, you know, in a straight line. But when he got shifty and when he got, like, start and stop quick, that's when things really opened up for him. So I think that's a really hard jump to make for a lot of young players,
no question.
Especially when you're not getting consistent minutes. But to me, that's something that I think can really help Dalen as he also continues to improve his shooting.
And it's something he has to develop because Coby had that kind of there. He just kind of honed it and perfected it, as you were talking about, honing that energy. But Dalen has to kind of grow into it, you know what I mean, and make that a part of his game. And that's the difficulty of it, you know what I'm saying, is learning something you don't normally do or isn't natural to you in your game.
Yeah, and I mean, to Dalen's credit, and I talked about how he's been knocking down his threes recently across the entire season this year. So his rookie year, Dalen, per 36 minutes, shot up 4.5 threes at a clip of 26%.
Okay.
His second season, 3.9 attempts per 36 minutes, 23%. He got worse. This season, on his lowest per 36 attempts wise, 3.7. So just a couple tenths ticks down from last season. 36.6%.
Let's go.
Dalen shooting 36.6% on his modest amount of threes taken this season. That is a substantial leap.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit for that.
You do.
But again, as Goat just laid out, as far as Billy Donovan and the people he trusts in this rotation, there are 3 names ahead of Dalen that aren't playing right now.
Yeah.
Who would be ahead of Dalen in that rotation.
That's true.
And that, you know, now Dalen's getting minutes.
Yeah.
What happens if and when with all 3 of those guys? And, you know, we won't get some of those answers until this offseason.
Yes, correct.
Trey Jones, you know, expiring. Lonzo Ball, is he healthy? Io DeSumo, is he healthy? Is he still here? All those kinds of things. But in the meantime, good for Dalen.
Yeah, good for Dalen, man. Like he's taking advantage of the opportunity that he's been given. No matter how he got it, he has it, and he's taking advantage of it. And if he wasn't, it's all you can do. Because if he wasn't doing great, then trust me, Billy would have other guys in there and giving them more of a time frame and opportunity to do what they do and figure out the game. But no, Dalen's out there and he's playing and he's taking advantage of the time that he has been allotted. So shout out to him for that. I hope it continues to grow because you mentioned the 3-point shooting. That gets better. The being under control, that got better. Him learning when and where to create that chaos. I think he's gotten so much better at that because it's not just Crash Bandicoot style. You know what I mean? He's not just running in there anymore. He's thinking about it before he does it, man. And that is the stuff that only comes with time on the floor. And the fact that he's getting that just honestly says a lot about his growth and what Billy Donovan does think of his growth. Because I get it, Lonzo's not out there, but I promise you, Julian Phillips would be getting the tick over him, and they would be playing a different kind of way if he didn't have so much faith in Dalen Terry and his growth and what he's doing.
Yeah, and Dalen played just a smidge more than Julian Phillips today. Dalen registering 12 minutes and Julian 11 in minutes played off the bench. As Katie just told you in the comments, Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet.
What? You haven't done it?
Hit the like. Brandon saying, the Bulls have been drafting well once you consider the progress of Io, Dalen Terry, Phillips, Modest. I wish I could add P. Will, SMH. Yeah, sure. Well is strong. I would say they've been drafting okay.
Okay.
Speaking of okay, we got to knock out some more ads. Okay. Then we'll come back. We'll continue talking about tonight's game. Maybe I saw some people asking in the comments about previewing potential different play-in tournament matchups. We can talk about that if you want. And, of course, we do have to figure out who the winner of Good of the Night is.
You see the belt.
Yeah. Throw us your nominees in that chat. Throw us a super chat, just like our friend Kimberly just did. Be cool like Kimberly.
Be cool like Kimberly.
Here's some ads. Today's show brought to you by... I'm
going to stay up there.
Man, you know what's annoying as an adult? Taking care of your money.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on your money.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much work.
Trying to be like the GOAT.
So why not look for something that will help you do it? That will nearly just do it for you.
Word.
Man, y'all got to check out Monarch Money if you haven't done it yet. Finances can be messy, confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I think both. Monarch Money acts like your personal CFO. That stands for Chief Financial Officer, y'all.
That's a thing.
Giving you full visibility and control so you can stop earning and start growing.
Mm.
It's more than your average budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center for your accounts, investments, and goals.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them things. Don't just manage your money. Start building your wealth with 50% off your first year for our CHGO Bulls listeners.
What?
You all know, so I lost my wallet like a month or so ago.
Yes.
Super annoying thing that happens.
Yes.
It happens, but so I had to cancel credit cards. I had to put out a credit alert system, a fraud alert, whatever. When you have to go through and look at all of your finances because you canceled some credit cards and need to get some new ones and have to do all of your banking over again, you realize in those moments just how complicated financial life can be and how many factors go into it.
Yeah. Hell.
Monarch Money is there to help you. I wish I had signed up for Monarch. I signed up for Monarch right after that happened. And I was like, man, it would have been so much easier to deal with this stuff if I had Monarch before I lost my wallet. Start managing your finances to build the life you actually want. Monarch makes managing money simple, even for busy lives. With all your accounts, credit cards, and investments in one place, you'll always know where your money stands without the hassle.
Yeah.
Track your spending, track your savings, track your investments effortlessly. So you can focus on what matters most, making your biggest life goals a reality. Monarch Money is the top recommended personal finance app by users and experts with over 30,000 5-star reviews. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code CHGO at monarchmoney.com to get half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with promo code CHGO.
I really like Monarch Money. I just recently had a fraud charge on my card and had to get a brand new one. Monarch Money was one of the people that informed me that I had that charge on there, man. So, no, it really helps, and it really helps getting your stuff aligned for people who aren't so financially literate.
Monarch Money got your back.
They got your back out there, man.
And your mind, too.
And your mind, too. Katie, what time is it?
Game time hoot.
That's what I'm talking about. You see how she just said, I got that pass. Late.
I figured
I
out
knew you were coming
what's
to me.
eventually going to get me someday.
Yeah.
It's a heart attack. I'm sitting right here when Dave screams, God damn it! I just had a little mini one.
It's all right. See, Katie used to have them. She doesn't have them anymore. You know what I mean? Now she's like, I got the ball. Lay it in. You trust your players, y'all. They will always come through. I got you, man. Game Time has got a new feature called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets to your favorite events easier than ever because it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Curation makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, whatever you want to see. Save more money. Of course, they got that all-in pricing. Of course, they got that lowest price guarantee. Of course, they got that Game Time ticket coverage, which comes with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. But you know, they got the Matt and Big Dave favorite. They got the seat views. Where we at? Where we sitting? Who's next to us? Who in front of us? Who behind us? Where's the beer? Where's the bathroom? Where's the exit? Where's the emergency exit? And most importantly, where can I stretch out my dogs? The dogs are those. Yeah. Stretch. You see them. We need to know. Seat views, ladies and gentlemen. Also, will the Go Gottlieb approved? So take that guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, and account, and use that CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. I said CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time today. Because we're going to go Gottlieb. Please. Tell them what time is it.
Game Time. Who?
That's a 3.
Hey.
Can I share an anecdote with you guys before you go back to talking about this crappy game?
I love anecdotes,
Okay.
Katie.
Dave,
Please.
what do you say?
Bring us nothing but anecdotes for the next 25 minutes. That game was crap, and I'm mad that I had to watch it.
I want to hear a rant. Give me a rant
I can't do that.
after Katie gives us an anecdote. I want an
Dave-
anecdote and then a rant.
What do you say during ad reads when Matt says the word help?
When he says the word help,
Yeah, you always say help in a really funny way. Can you do it?
I don't even remember. I'll be so
Okay,
dumb.
never mind.
No, tell
Anyway.
me,
Is
tell
it
me
the,
what it
is
is.
it the Sir
You yell
Sir
it.
Smoke a Lot? You help? Help!
Oh, hell.
Yeah, that one.
That.
That's
Okay.
So I
James
was-
Bell from Half Baked.
I was babysitting my 2-year-old cousin yesterday.
Shout out.
And whenever
Nice.
she needs help with something,
Mhm.
like opening something, like getting up somewhere, getting down from somewhere, she yells it exactly like that, but it's really high pitched. So you'll be like sitting down in the living room or like, you know, getting lunch ready for her, and you'll just hear help from the other room. And it's
That's a little
adorable.
different.
It's so cute.
It's even help. I like that. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm 6 years old, so it makes sense. Like, it really, truly makes sense.
Oh, God.
Shout out to the children.
Shout out to the children.
Shout out to the
Especially the
children.
ones who need
I mean, help. Did you not come running when she screamed help?
No, of course I go running.
Okay.
But because sometimes she asks for help on stupid things, you know what I mean? So like if you don't respond immediately, it just gets like more and more high pitch. It goes from like help to like help.
Oh, man.
Like it just keeps going up.
And that lets you know, yo, you need to be here. Oh, she thinks that, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Help.
I mean, what would be really off-putting and worrisome is if it was this cute little toddler that Katie was babysitting, and then like from around the corner, Katie just hears help.
I think the most off-putting would be if she looked at me and said, Auntie Keiki, what time is it? And I had to say game time.
Oh, that's on the way. Just sit in front of the tube one day. It'll be on the way, man.
Snack time who?
Next time, who?
Nap time who?
She's gonna be like,
Oh, I could get behind what time is it nap time who?
Nap time. Nap time. Who? She's gonna be like, try it for yourself.
Playing time. Who?
It is playing time who?
Oh my gosh.
How dare you roll your eyes at such greatness?
Oh.
Should we
3
talk
in
a little bit
row.
about the play-in push happening
Let's
right
talk
now
about
in
it.
the Eastern Conference?
Oh, it's not a push. It's a lock. It's happening.
Well, a push for order.
A push for a higher seed.
A push
That's
for
right.
a higher
That's
seed.
right.
So after this game, the Bulls are. I should have pulled the standings before I tried to transition us.
sure
The Bulls
should've.
are the 9th seed. What did she say to make fun of me?
You sure should have.
I said you sure should have. Now I'm going to leave the ISO cam on you while you pull it up.
Thanks, Katie.
grab this drink.
Always a pleasure working with you. The Bulls, 9th seed, 36-42.
Yeah.
They are full game ahead of Miami, who is in the 10th seed at 35-43. They are a half game behind Atlanta, who is in the 8th seed at 36-41. And they are 2 games behind Orlando in the 7th seed, who are 38-40. The Bulls have the tiebreaker over the Miami Heat. They have the tiebreaker over the Orlando Magic. They do not have the tiebreaker over the Atlanta Hawks. And I mean, this is tighter than I thought it was going to be with 4 games left now. 4 games left. The Bulls have a chance to win 40 games. They've got.
Sorry.
They do. I mean, if they win out, they will win 40 games. I'm not saying they're going to, but they have a chance.
Stupid.
They have the Heat and the Cavs. Those are the 2 tough games. And the Heat one is going to be big because that could end up determining who gets the 10th seed. Although Miami would have to jump the Bulls by a game and have a better record because the Bulls will have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But the Bulls lose to Cleveland and Miami wins their next game. They'll be back tied again.
Yeah.
And then, if Miami wins, then they would be pushed down. So 10th seed very much in play. 9th seed probably most likely, but there's still a possibility that they move up in the standings. And I just wanted to read through these other teams' schedules here just so we could kind of get a sense of where teams met in. So Bulls, as I mentioned, have at Cleveland versus Miami versus Washington at Philly. Those last two obviously are going to be wins. The next two I think will be a little bit more challenging. The Heat have 4 more games versus Philly tomorrow. Then at Chicago, that's obviously the big one. At New Orleans, who's tanking. At home against Washington, who's tanking.
Okay.
So pretty easy schedule there with 3 gimmies and the Bulls.
Yeah.
Then you have the Hawks, who have 5 more games versus Utah, at Orlando, at Brooklyn, at Philly, at home against Atlanta. So 2 more games between the Hawks and the Magic will be really interesting.
Yeah.
And then for the Magic, it's versus Atlanta, versus Boston, at Indy, at Atlanta. So I don't know how it ends up shaking out. Right now, I think it's most likely that the Bulls will be the 9th seed, but depending on what happens between the Bulls and the Heat in their game, and then the 2 Magic Hawks games, there could still be a lot of movement. And I don't think that the 8th seed is out of play for the Bulls at this point.
No, I completely agree. Like 8th, 9th, and 10th are all in play for the Bulls, like realistically.
Yep.
And I think it's those 2 games. I mean, that Cleveland game is going to be huge because remember, man, when we would discuss it, the question was, will Cleveland be playing their starters? Will they have it wrapped up? Well, Cleveland needs 2 wins or 2 Boston losses from now, until when the Bulls play them. And mathematically, they're going to have to play those guys.
Also, 2 back of OKC for the number 1 overall.
Correct.
That is also still in play.
Still in play. OKC is playing the Lakers this afternoon. So yeah, man, like that stuff is still in play. So that it's gonna start with that Cleveland game, and it's also important because if the Bulls do make it out that play-in at that 9 or 10, well, they'll be playing Cleveland. So you want to make a good showing, you know what I'm saying, in a game that Cleveland is definitely going to be trying to win. You want to make a good showing in that, and it's a good way to find out what your opponent is and what they really are, because they're not going to be holding anything back. They're not going to be, hey, let's tuck this and keep this for the playoffs. They're not going to be doing that because they have to win that game. So it'll be interesting to sit there and watch that. And also on the Bulls won't be holding anything back. So Cleveland will get their best shot, and the Bulls are going to get Cleveland's best shot. I don't think the Bulls will win the game. I don't think the Bulls would beat Cleveland either. But this is the reality that you're dealt. Since you're going to play them, you might as well go for it. And that's all you can really do just as a team, and as a team that's locked in to a play-in seed, and this is the team you might have to play, I'm going to give you my best shot. That's all you can really do. And the Bulls, I think they'll definitely do that. And what makes it difficult is it's on a back-to-back because that Miami game is bigger. And so you got a game against Cleveland where you want to showcase, but then you also got a Miami game where it's so much bigger also as far as the standings and seedings are concerned. So you're not going to be holding anything back from them either. You got to give it all to them, man, and showcase it to a wonderful coach like Eric Spoelstra, who's just going to be sitting there like Dr. Doom, like, yes, excellent. I see what you like to do. Come, Mr. Bigglesworth. Let us go study in the room and learn more about this team.
Spo totally has a hairless cat.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like you just said that, and it all just immediately of course he does.
Of course, it's called Jasper. His cat is Jasper. Come, Jasper. We will go learn about the Bulls and their play-in tournament. He definitely
that has the same black lifeless eyes that Spo has.
Without a doubt. Listen, that cat has so much more basketball knowledge than the average person. I promise you that.
How many fights do you think that Spo's cat and Jimmy Buckets got in before he left the Heat?
3.
3?
3 fights.
Okay.
For sure, man. Because Jimmy tried to, put fake hair on him.
Right.
Because he was like, it's on me. It should be on you too. Nope.
Jimmy tried to get the cat.
Jasper Rose.
Jimmy tried to get the cat to pay for and drink Big Face coffee at some point.
Yeah. He's like, it ain't free.
Cat said, I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a cat.
Yeah, it should still be free.
And Jimmy's like, that's loser mentality.
And then Jimmy tried to play him in dominoes and lost one of the games, and then they got into it after that. So yeah, all of that stuff happened. All of these things. These are all facts. I can back it up.
Paul Jasper James III.
Jasper.
So I like how his surname is not Spoelstra.
No,
his cat's name is Jasper James.
Jasper C. James the third, ladies and gentlemen, the third of his kind. He is awesome cat.
Oh God.
But yeah, this is what it's going to be, and these are 2 big games for the Bulls, and also big game for the teams that they're playing. And at this point in time, when everything has already been established about what the Bulls are going to be and what they're going to do, because they're going to the play-in, this is the best you can kind of hope for as a Bulls fan. If you're rooting for this team to, you know, continue to move forward, this is the best you can hope for, man. These are postseason games against Cleveland and against Miami. Those are postseason games, man. Not just like, oh, you know, hey, filling it out. Let's see. Those guys are going to have to play. No, bro. They need these games. Like, both of those teams need these games. So I think that's what makes it a little exciting.
So how do you guys think this shakes out? Like, let's go through the schedule and kind of like predict where we think teams will end up. So Bulls, or let's say the Bulls for last. So Heat have Philly, Chicago, New Orleans, Washington. Do we think they win 3 out of those or 4 out of those?
3.
Okay. So that would mean they finish 38 and 44. The Hawks have Utah, Orlando, Brooklyn, Philly, Orlando. So I'd say they split the Orlando games and then beat Utah, Brooklyn, Philly.
I think they might win 4.
4-1.
Yeah.
So that puts them at 40 and 40.
Yeah.
Sorry, 40 and 42.
Because you're right. I think they'll split the Orlando games for sure. But I think those other 3 teams are definitely beatable.
So that's 40 and 42 for them. And what did we say for Miami?
So what do you say?
39 and 43.
Correct. That's for
and then
Jasper.
Orlando has Atlanta twice, Indiana, and Boston. Like, they could win one of those. They could win 2. Should we call it 2 and 2?
They have Orlando twice, Indiana,
and Boston.
But
Boston might be
we'll see,
packing it in.
because again, Boston is still kind of in it right now. When is the Boston game?
The 9th. So
okay, Wednesday. So I mean we'll have a better look on it after that Cleveland game. But yeah, 2 losses from Boston will put them out.
Oh my God, who cares?
You know what I mean?
My God.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm sure 2 losses.
Well, we got to figure out whether the Bulls have 36 wins or 40. Who the F cares? God.
Toss another one.
Jeez, what are we doing with our lives?
Give me another one.
God damn it.
Continue.
I wanted a rant. I got what I wanted.
You got what you wanted. You asked for it, and there it is.
Okay, so Orlando, we'll call them 40 and 42 also.
Right.
And then the Bulls, Cleveland, Miami, Washington, Philly. I think they win at least 3 of those.
Cleveland, Miami. They can win 3 of those. I definitely think they'll win Philly. I mean, they'll definitely beat Washington. I don't know about I don't think they'll beat Cleveland or Miami, to be real with you.
Okay. So if they go 2 and 2,
yeah,
they'll finish 38, and that would be the 10th seed.
Okay.
If Miami goes 3 and 1.
Okay.
So that puts them in a position where they're now playing Cleveland. But if they are able to climb up, then there's still a world where they play Boston, which is kind of my point here, is that they still have an
Wait, hold on. Okay. Go back. Hey, everybody. Better be back after these messages. Oh, God. I don't want to be broken in half. I'm mad. Oh, yeah, baby. Welcome to CHGO Bulls. Matt Peck, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk about a pointless exercise.
My man said that wasn't a rant. That was a volcano.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, my God.
Game 76, y'all. That's about where I am.
That's where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay. It was fun watching you get to that point because he was like, you saw it building.
I didn't. I was looking at the schedule.
But I'm looking at the camera and Matt's over here like, and you can hear it boiling.
Yeah, I could feel the anger
You
kinda,
said,
like
yeah.
wafting off.
Oh,
at him.
yeah, man. You know, I know my guy. I was like, it's coming. It's coming. What's going to do it? There it is. Yeah. But that's where we're at in the game 76. But I think 2 and 2.
Well, the whole point of that was to lead into an exercise about the potential for them to play the Cavs versus the Celtics and what those series might look like. And
Okay.
I know we're running towards the end of the show, so maybe we can say that.
We gotta
for
get to
another day.
Goon. We gotta get to Goons to get to.
But I think it's an interesting conversation for another time.
Pat's looking for Big Dave's bat. He got hats. That's
You
why we
don't
give him
want to
soft
put a bat in
things.
my hands right now.
Yeah, that's why we
trust
give him
me.
soft things like hats and things like that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I think we should goon it. I think we should go on and goon that. Go on, goon that. I'm not even gonna make you raise your hand, Katie. Nope. I don't want to throw Matt off. You'd be upset about that. Come on, just give him a quick smack. That's all you need.
To beat a man, you gotta beat the man now. I'm the man. Woo!
Empire Today! Presenting Goon of the Night. Because all they do is floors, no matter what. 580 to 300. Katie, pass it to me.
Dave.
Empire.
Today.
Boom.
Dude, that was like when Torrey Craig threw it off the backboard to himself.
Yes, I know. That was a T-Mac.
I feel like that went a lot better than
That
the
did
Torrey
go a
Craig
lot better.
version.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. That is very true. That was more
like that
T-Mac.
one.
That was T-Mac more than anything. You see it. It shined up real nice and it's looking awesome. It's Goon of the Night. We know it's the day, but it's still Goon of the Night because it's a Goon. And Goons only come out at night, ladies and gentlemen. Even when it's bright, they still come out. But there it is. Goon of the Night. Will we go Gottlieb? I'm going to start with you. Who is your Goon of thine night?
You know, I was actually putting some thought to this throughout the course of the show.
Okay.
And then the volcano erupted.
Oh, don't give it to me for that.
No,
Just 'cause
sorry, bro.
and
You
the
don't get to
answer
control
was
this
clear.
shit. No, sir.
The answer
Go ahead.
became very clear.
Go ahead.
Matthew Peck.
Mm-hmm.
Goon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Of
when you
the
storm
night.
out on the setup to snapping, you're in the running. That's how it goes.
I
sir.
hate to tell you.
Hate to tell you. Hate to tell you. That is how it goes, ladies and gents.
Also, a shout out to Billy Donovan for making the Hall of Fame.
Hey, there you go.
Shout out to
I
him.
was gonna.
But sorry, Billy, that was less impressive.
less impressive than a walkout, ladies and
The
gents.
Naismith Hall of Fame.
Did you get mad on the show and walk out, Billy? I don't think you
Or
did.
just a disillusioned, cynical Bulls fan.
Catherine, please, your Goon of the Night.
Yeah, I got an odd one here, and with the assist from our pal Paul Sorensen. Goon of the Night, you guys for talking about this game for an hour. I agree. I think the four of us are goons for watching that all the way through and then sitting here for an hour and talking about it.
So that's basically two for Matt.
All I heard was 2 for Matt.
That's basically what that is.
That is 1.25.
1.25. That's true. That's true. If you're being technical and mathematically correct, you're right.
And
You're
you know
right.
I am always technical and mathematical. Dave.
This is a fact.
I believe in math and science.
Yes, he does.
Not fairy dust and March winds.
And woozies and wazies. It's not his thing. Sir, your Goon of the Night.
Shout out to our guy Fish saying good of the night for Billy. Kept him in until 128 left. Because of that and the Hall of Fame, I was thinking about leaning my vote towards Billy.
And he called a timeout.
He sure did. The Bulls up 15 late.
He called a timeout.
He didn't like a missed defensive
that
assignment.
That was special.
That was pretty good worthy. But no, you know what? I'm abstaining today. I will not officially be casting a goon vote.
Wow.
They just made me watch that crap on a Sunday afternoon. Sun's out. I could be doing something better with my life. What a waste of time. But yay! Bulls are sniffing the 8th seed, y'all. God damn.
You want to throw a hat, man?
No, I'm good.
You good? You sure?
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm feeling like a hat throw's coming. All right. Those are your nominees, ladies and gentlemen. He just basically nominated himself, by the way.
I am abstaining.
No, that was a goon thing to do. What are you saying? That is a very cool thing to do. Here it is. You see it. It's awesome.
You know the
Look,
answer.
Signed up. But Goon of the Night. Somebody else give me a drum roll. Matt ain't doing it. You got me, Katie? This goes to Adam Amin.
Oh, wow.
That who is Goon of the Night tonight,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen. Adam Amin for calling that game as he called it the hype. He made it feel like it was a playoff game, just going completely in and just on a whole nother level. We were sitting there watching it the whole time like, damn, Adam is on one. in a Bulls-Hornets game. He was on one. Even with Bill Winnington by his side, that man made it feel like the Bulls were clinching a real playoff berth for a top 3 seed.
I think that's why he was taking it to another level, because he didn't have Stacey with him. Stacey usually brings the heat.
Yes.
And so Bill, obviously very good analyst, but he's not as explosive personality, shall I call it, as Stacey King. So Adam had to level his game up.
And as I told you,
and boy did he.
He was in the building with Eric Collins, ladies and gentlemen. He was in the building with Eric Collins. He had to level up, and boy howdy, that is just what he did. Adam Amin, watching a Bulls-Hornets game, making it feel like it was a big playoff berth that was happening for the Bulls.
Should have known that's where Goon was going, because Dave was just talking about that for most of the second half.
Oh, so you made an impressive run to come and almost get this title. You almost snuck in on a sneak attack level and snatched it away. But I'm going to have to give it to Adam because you have yours already. You won one.
Oh,
for sure. You won one. But Adam has not. I'm giving this to Adam, man. I thought he deserved this. He was something else. Katie?
Since we've only got a couple games left, do you want to hear the Goon of the Night standings?
Oh, yes, boy.
Coming down to crunch time.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that was Adam's only win this year, so he's not at the top or anything.
Congratulations, man.
Currently, we have a tie for first place.
THT.
Josh Giddey and Modest Buzelis.
Oh!
Both have 4.
Okay.
In second place, we have Io with 2.5.
Nice.
And then in third place, there's a 3-way tie between Patrick, Dalen, and Jalen.
Wow.
Everybody else is lower than that.
A 3-way tie. Okay. All right. How do you feel about these standings?
Sounds about right.
Yes, it does.
Sounds about right.
Yes, it does.
Obviously, big time. Who cares where the Bulls are in the 7 to 10 play-in standings? Way more important is who's going to run away with Goon of the season. It's a neck and neck race between Josh and Modest. Yeah, and we got 4 regular season games left.
It's true.
Here's the other.
And now that we've gone through the standings, we know how many more votes we'll have to give each of them.
Do play-in tournament game votes count towards the overall season count? Because play-in tournament games do not count as regular season stats or playoff stats. So there's a Goon of the Night for every Bulls victory.
Sure.
We have 4 more regular season games. We've got 1 and or 2 play-in tournament games.
Yes.
And then maybe playoffs. How do you, as the commissioner of the Goon of the Night award, determine whether those count for the total season standings?
I'm so glad you asked this question, Matt, because it's definitely something I have toiled over and spent many sleepless nights trying to figure out and remember.
Less.
Oh, my goodness. So this is how I feel about it. Something has to count from those play-in games, because if they're not going to count really towards your stats and not going to count towards, you as a player or anything like that, or your win total, you have to walk away with something. As Denzel said, I'm leaving with something. You got to leave with something. And so I think my decision was Goon of the Night definitely counts in those play-in games. I think if the Bulls get a victory in that, yes, that Goon of the Night win will count towards the totals that Katie is so brilliantly keeping for us. So something's got to count. Something's got to count.
I mean, it's a possibility that somebody comes up from second or third, maybe even fourth.
It can happen.
And steals the win. We got plenty of games left.
It's going to happen.
Jalen Smith, dark horse.
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
I saw somebody in the comments nominated him for having to sit and watch that entire game from the bench.
Dude, I mean, shout out to him for losing his mind in one of those games and going crazy.
True.
That was just like out of the ordinary and unexpected. But yeah, I didn't know Giddey was leading and tied up with Josh, because we hate Josh Giddey. At least that's what I've been told. I've been told we can't stand that.
He's about to run away with the crown, but you're right. We only talk crap about him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, he was just pure trash. He wouldn't win something as prestigious and wonderful as something like this. What? No.
Katie, do we want to tease a little bit of that clip that we're going to share all of tomorrow? Earlier this week, Big Dave got a chance to chat with our guy Legs.
That's me.
Tim Legler of ESPN NBA content, and of course that All-City NBA pod with our guy Adam Maris. You guys had a chat the other day. We're gonna share all of that interview on tomorrow's pod, but we wanted to tease a little bit of it for y'all right now. Hit the like button.
Biggest thing that I've been impressed with Coby White is the efficiency with which he's playing. He's putting up monster numbers. I mean, he's a guy now that most nights when you watch him play, you're thinking 25-30. That's the baseline. Like that's the floor for him tonight. And some nights he goes off for a little bit more than that. So the efficiency, like the field goal percentage, that's very important when you're a smaller guard, right? And you're taking a lot of perimeter shots. And you can't be out there shooting 42% if you're a high volume shot taker. It's going to kill your team. So the fact that his efficiency has come up, and a lot of that also plays into what you just said. I mean, you're talking about a guy now that most nights is going to get there 6, 8, 10 times to the foul line. That helps you be a more efficient scorer. So at the end of the night, you look up. There's a lot of nights when, I'm looking at some examples, 37 points on 22 shots. And you're going to get 1.7, 1.8 points per shot attempt. That's as efficient as it gets in this league for a scorer. And you just go up and down his game log. You see a lot of nights like that. He's in that 1.4, 1.5 points per shot attempt range. That's as good as you can possibly get for a guy that plays on the perimeter, takes a lot of deep shots. So he just has become a more consistent and efficient scorer. He's more reliable than he was before. He's not like as much of a wild card. This is now something you have hitched a trailer to. We need 30 out of Coby White. That's our identity offensively. I don't think that was the case before this year.
That's our guy, Tim Legler, from that All-City NBA podcast, waxing poetic about Coby White and his points per shot.
No, it was fun.
Love that.
It was a really good interview, talking to him. Like,
did you ask him what I told you to ask him?
I did. I actually kicked it off with it. I got you, man.
Awesome. That's a tease for you.
And
watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Like, it was just really great. I knew it was great because I can just look at Katie and tell when something is good. You know what I mean? Just by the look on her face and what it's doing.
Yeah.
And the smiles and the head nods. I'm like, oh yeah, we doing something. So yeah, it was a really, I thought, good interview. I had a fun question for him at the end, and I thought he answered it like really awesomely. Told a great story about it, and yeah, man, just it's always great talking to him. He's just always real cool, and yeah, I'm happy that he was able to sit down with me.
That's going to do it for those of you watching on our streaming services. For that bonus content, head over to allchgo.com. All right, guys. So shout out to Legs. We're going to share that full interview tomorrow's show. We have a live pod 5:30 Central Time tomorrow to bridge that gap before the Bulls back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
They are on the road again Tuesday, yes? At Cleveland? Is that their next game on deck?
Cleveland. Cleveland is the next game, for sure.
So, as you were saying earlier, Dave, that Cavs team does still have things to play for.
Yeah, bro.
Will they have
play for them?
Their full complement of players out there on Tuesday night? One would hope so. So that'll be a 6 p.m. Central Time tip against the Cavs on Tuesday, front end of that back-to-back. But we will have a pod for y'all in the meantime, 5:30 Central Time.
Leave it.
We still got plenty on deck here at CHGO Sports and our CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Cubs in action right now. We will have CHGO Cubs post-game for y'all.
Yeah!
And then we got a 5 p.m. puck drop of Blackhawks. We will have CHGO Blackhawks post-game for y'all after that one. So, what does that mean? It means your Sunday afternoon and evening plans are set.
Stuck. What's the score?
Keep it locked right here.
7 to, oh, shit.
Cubs up 7-6?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was 7-3.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
All right, getting close. And also our guy Sean is on right now.
Sean's on right now. Talking Sox?
Talking White Sox.
Let's go.
Who took a loss to the Detroit Tigers 4-3. But yeah, it's on right now. Hang out with Sean. He's always awesome and knowledgeable and fun.
That's right.
On that show, man.
Read goat stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard to read all of it, the very best of it. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. He's perfectly coiffed all the time. Big Day Bow, BWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to the one and only Queen of the Controls, Katie Duffy. We'll see you tomorrow. See you right back.
Matt's angry. Sarah Bear, what up? Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.